You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the February 6th meeting of the LaPorte County Alcoholic Beverage Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
I did.
All right. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Let the record reflect that this is a meeting of the LaPorte County Alcoholic Beverage Board this 6th day of February at 10 a.m. The members of the local board are myself, Matt Sikorsky, LaPorte County.
Rodney McCormick, LaPorte County.
Scott Mellon, Michigan City.
And Michelle Trevor, State Excise Police.
Are there any persons here who wish to voice opposition to any of the permits on the agenda today? Seeing none. Okay. Will all persons in attendance seeking a new permit, requesting a change of location or ownership, or seeking a renewal after violation, stand with and raise your right hand. Please stand. Do each of you solemnly swear to affirm under the penalties of perjury that the answers that you have given on your application or any testimony you may give in or response to any of the questions asked by this board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, at this time for Board 1, I would like we have the automatic renewals. Let me get to them. Okay. We have Dellum's Tavern in La Crosse. We have the Liquor Vault in Kingsbury. We have Stop 50 Wood Pizzeria in Michigan City. We have Walmart number 1487 on Franklin Street in Michigan City. We have Fast Lane on Highway 12 in Michigan City. We have The Ville in Westville. We have Mega Liquor and Smoke in Long Beach. We have the Polish Peasant in Michigan City. Burnham Brewing in Michigan City. And Casey's General Store, number 3987 in Wanata. I look for a motion.
Motion to approve renewal.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Those have been automatically renewed. Okay, and we have one other motion of this board. This is RR 4635785, Twisted Tiki Sports Bar and Pizzeria. Please come forward.
Good morning. Can you state your names, please?
Ida Ludwig.
Okay. And you are both owners, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you had a pretty big deal happen December, just about a little over a month ago.
In October, actually.
Oh, it was October?
Yeah.
And the violation was written in December?
Yes.
Okay. So the incident happened in October for sale to intoxicated patrons, employee without permits, records, and then we were notified by the LaPorte County Sheriff Department of the incident in which our officers with the excise police investigated and issued a violation to you in December. So you want to tell us what is going on? I let all the board members read the case report so they are aware of kind of what was happening in a nutshell. But
Well, you want me to go?
Yeah.
So we did have person that was under employment in the bar and drinking. I mean, we didn't know it at the time, but the two bartenders that were there, one of them was serving her, the other didn't really know, but she did get the violation as well. Obviously overserved her. She did have a ride. Not that that doesn't go against the violation, but her boyfriend was there with her, had the keys, and then after the two of them left, her boyfriend did give her the keys, and she was in an accident. So those two people are no longer employed by us. They've been terminated, and with the violation of the permits, we were keeping them in employee files. Now we have implemented different structures so that they are in a tickler file up in our bar area, so that by month we can see and make sure everybody is up to date and that it's displayed for, excise police as well.
Okay.
So,
And
and we also have taken implementation of recurring education for the people that are working with us. So.
okay,
we're
so
trying-
as owners, how often are you there? How much time do you spend at the bar?
I spend a lot of time in the daytime there. On the weekends, we go in periodically. We also have a manager that is there more often, and we have cameras. So one of the things we're looking at now is double checking our cameras a lot more and making sure that we're utilizing that.
Okay, so do you have other employment that keeps you from being at the bar?
We do have another
Or-
business, but I don't feel like it is jeopardizing this. We just are putting things into place that we're implementing more often and making sure that we've got the right people in place.
Okay, I guess what I'm trying to get at is clearly the mice were playing while the cats
Right.
were away, so why are the cats not there is what I'm wondering. You got other full-time jobs and you're not there, and you hired a manager, and the manager
Well, we
didn't
can't be
care,
there
but-
24/7, obviously, and this was later in the evening. But I would say that I am probably there 60 hours a week, so
Okay.
it's not that.
Okay.
It was just in that moment that happened. That is a very unusual thing to happen, that particular incident. And like I said, I think that the people behind the bar did think that because her keys were given, that she was not driving, like I said, I understand the violation is still serving, but that was an unusual incident. That isn't something that normally would happen.
Okay, so whose responsibility was it to keep up on the employee permit records?
I would say mine, and so that is, I've taken that I put them in the files, and we had a changeover in the person that was making those files up front, and so when that changeover came into effect, I did not make sure that that was being implemented, so I've taken steps to correct that.
Okay, so it's easier for you to access it and look
Absolutely.
at it periodically.
And anyone that
basically.
would walk in, yes, it's like, I've set it up so that each month, so it's February, I look at February, but I also look at March to make sure anybody that needs renewal in March is going to be aware of it, and that, they need to renew that in
Okay,
a timely manner.
and so what is your policy on allowing employees to consume while they're working?
Not at all. They're not supposed to consume, and she was not working. She was there as a patron.
You guys read the report more recent than I did.
No,
She
I'm
was
sorry.
drinking while she was working.
The girl that was in the accident was not working, but the person behind the bar, I think there was one named Larissa that had been drinking. And so our policy is no drinking while you are working.
Okay,
So, and they no longer work there.
Doesn't
Okay.
the report state that this person went behind the bar and
I
served
think,
herself
yes.
several times?
yeah,
I think she did go behind the bar, but she was not supposed to be.
because she was off the
Yes, she
clock
was
at that
off the
point.
clock, yes.
But the other bartender was drinking and she
Yes.
was working.
Yes.
Okay, so that is not your policy. You don't.
No, we do not
Allow
allow that
that.
at all. That
Okay.
is in our handbook. They have signed it. when they aren't employed.
Okay. But you do allow the employees to hang out in the bar and drink after work?
We did.
Okay.
That is not our policy anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, I guess, does anybody else have questions about the incident and that sort of stuff? And then we can move on after that to, I want to hear more in depth on what, other than making all the employee records in a folder so you can access them easier, I want to know everything that you have changed that is going to make sure this doesn't happen again. But before we go there, does anybity else have questions?
Oh, go ahead, Ronnie.
How
Okay.
long have you owned the bar?
In 2020, we purchased it. Right 6 weeks before COVID, we opened. So.
And you talk about the policy, I was gonna ask, the plan, what plan did you put in place? Do you have something in writing?
We do. We have. Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We do have an employee handbook that states all of those policies of not drinking at all.
And this was before, or this is now?
That was.
I just want to know about
we had it before.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
And then now what we're doing is more on a regular basis, especially when we have new people come in, because there is a lot more changeover than I had anticipated with this business. But we're doing more of a training and updating, hey, meeting, and remember to go over the policies that we've implemented of, you certainly don't serve anybody, going over the signs of somebody being overserved, or maybe when they walk in, they've already been drinking, as well as like with the licenses, like I said, we're putting that up front in a book to make sure that everybody's up to date.
So prior to this incident, you say you had security cameras, did you, in the bar area?
We do.
Did y'all ever review them? To check to see if your workers were doing what they're supposed to do?
I think we, for me, I probably didn't use them as
reviewed them a
much.
lot.
Yeah.
And really, that was unusual. I mean, usually they were doing things like on their phone and stuff that, that's kind of was a situation we always saw, but something like that.
From what I've just seen in the report, it seemed like this is ongoing. It just didn't happen that one day. It was brazen enough to get other people involved and keep pouring shot, pushing people into the back room to go along with them. I don't know. It just seems very troubling, to say the least. So I don't have any other questions.
That is not from when I spoke with the officer that did do the investigation, he never brought up anybody pushing somebody in a back room. Now, he did say that one of the bartenders went in the room behind the bar where we do keep, our extra liquor if they need to change it out. But nobody was being pushed in there in the back room. So if he said that, I didn't get that.
Not in a mean way. Not in a violent way. Like, can't use the word friendly or...
like, hey, come on, let's go.
Yeah, so we, mostly, and I'm gonna say like the cameras are probably that we looked at in the bar area. So if somebody went in that back room, that was something that we were unaware of happening, and I don't think that was, a usual thing.
After the incident, my last question, after the incident, did you review the cameras for what happened that night?
We did look at it when the officer came in. I did talk to the employees that were there at the time that said that the girl was in the accident. They also didn't tell me as much as what I saw on the cameras later, of course, but that she was supposed to.
Did you see them pour the shots and then go into a back room or a storage area or wherever they're talking about?
I think what he's saying is they didn't pour the shot in the bar area. What he's saying is they went into that back area and then poured the shot. And so, I did not see that at the time because I was looking specifically just at the incident with the person in the accident.
Thank you. I have no other questions.
The manager that you have helping run the bar, were they working that day of the incident?
No, not at that time. Not
They didn't
in the
work that
evening.
day at all?
At that day, yes, she was at a Wednesday, yes. She was there until probably 6, 7 in the
Okay.
evening. But that was also something that happened after, because when I went back and looked at the camera, it was after the bar had closed. And so that's where.
Okay, so she left at 6 o'clock, so then for the rest of the evening while the bar was open, it was just the bartenders.
Right,
Okay, so there was nobody else basically in charge, it was,
they would be called like a shift manager, right?
I mean, the bartender is supposed to be in charge at that point.
Right.
okay. After reviewing this, did you reviewed it with the manager? Has she had any input into changes that need to be made, or has she
Yes.
changed it up? Or I
yeah.
would think, an evening is more important to have someone there than
Right,
a morning or afternoon.
right. We have implemented where we do have a manager there in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you're there
Right,
all day, you don't need a manager.
Right.
You're there, but you need the manager at night when you are not there. So, does that manager still work for you?
no,
Okay, so that manager that was working that day is no longer employed.
correct.
And then which bartender was supposed to be the shift manager that night? Who was supposed to be in charge?
That was Jessica,
Okay, she was supposed to be in charge.
yes. But and I think Officer Payne, that was his name,
Painter.
Painter, that's correct. She was not the one serving, and he could see that even on the camera that she was cleaning and doing other things. Not that she's excused from it, but she was not the actual person that was serving in
Yeah.
person.
Well, so if Jenna, who was involved in the accident, was working, what time did she get done working? Because at 4 o'clock she serves herself a drink. So she was working until 6?
No, Jenna was off work, and I think she had left at 4. She should not have served herself a drink. But she left at 4 and then came back. And I think Officer Painter did.
She came back within 20 minutes. I
Right.
believe.
She went to pick up, I think, another employee.
I had a few questions.
Okay. Well, yeah, real quick though. So if your manager was there till 6 o'clock though, that's what I'm saying. So Jenna comes back. She serves herself a drink at 4:15. At 4:54, she's serving herself and 2 other patrons. And at 5:15, she sits down and the bartender serves her. Like, where's the manager not seeing that she's not working yet she's serving herself?
Right.
And she's still working because she's serving herself and other patrons. You're not
Should
working
not,
anymore.
right. It should not have happened.
Okay.
And we have taken steps to make sure that even when you clock out, you're not even allowed to go back in the kitchen anymore. I mean, we've implemented all of those policies. You do not go back. You are no longer an employee in this establishment. If you want to sit down and have dinner, you can do that, but you are not to ever go back behind the bar again. You are never to go in the kitchen. So we have implemented those policies.
Okay, that's new. Okay,
So some of the questions I have, one of my questions was how long have you owned it? We've answered that. Who was there to supervise? We found out they were only there until 6. I echo Mr. McCormick's observation that this isn't the first time. This was out of control. This is a bad night, which suggests that it's not the first time this kind of behavior happened there. Your cameras, do you have remote access to them?
Yeah.
What are your hours of operation?
We open Monday through Friday. Well, right now, winter hours are only until 8,
Okay.
except on the weekends, on Friday, Saturday. we're open until 10, or we stop serving at 10. And usually they're out of there, I'd say, between 11:30 and 12.
Okay.
In the summer, we serve until 10.
So last call would be 10 and,
Right.
goes on for a little longer
Yeah.
after that, just no more serving. If I read the incident report correctly, this essentially went on between 4 and 9 p.m. This went on for at least 5 hours. And for at least a couple of those hours, there was a supervisor there. I don't know, this is,
And I think when they're saying before, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but at that time, those people, the people involved, she had dinner. They weren't just sitting there completely like drinking and doing shots. They did have a dinner.
I've worked in a
and
bar restaurant.
I'm just saying that it wasn't just,
Bartender supervisor.
we know that it was in the end done wrong.
And this
but
wasn't a
they did
little
have dinner.
overconsumption. I think by my count, it's well over 10, more like 12 drinks. It's hard to know with doubles and triples and alcohol being added to drinks as they're being drunk. This is just, I literally have worked this position as a bar manager of a similar type of establishment. To not know your off-duty employee is getting, frankly, wasted. Because this, again, isn't just a little bit. The incident report, well, they weren't even able to pull a blood alcohol because she was so uncooperative. I don't know, but I would echo, you need supervision there in the evening if you're there
Yes.
during the day.
Yes, which we haven't.
For sure. Did you review any of the tape from other nights to see if any of this has been going on under your noses that you didn't know about? Or did you just review kind of this incident night?
Well, our tapes, last
7 days, but
7 is pre-recorded.
but yeah, I reviewed a couple nights after that as well, just because I wanted to see what was going on after that.
Yeah. And all the people, the 2 ladies and the supervisor no longer are your employee? I don't want to say names, but there was 2 names that start with J for the ladies.
The one is still in the employee, and I did talk to officers.
She was on duty, but she wasn't serving anybody.
Right, yes, but the other 2 are no longer.
Is that, okay, so, well, Jenna and Jessica, I think they're both gone.
Jenna and Larissa, well, one of the
Okay.
names.
You can
but
name
yeah.
them.
First names, yeah.
Yeah,
They're gone.
yes,
So Jessica still works there?
yes,
Okay. And then also the manager is gone.
yes,
So that's 3 people that were let go?
yes,
Okay.
And all the replacements have the required certifications?
yes,
and they're
absolutely, and we've got everything up to date, we've got it implemented so that we can see it at all times. And
Other than this bar, have you had other experience in this area?
industry,
Yeah.
no. So,
Question?
No. How do you feel about that evening?
awful, I mean,
Sick.
yeah,
Just listening to you talk makes me just appalled that, this is the place we're on.
so, yeah, I mean,
This is not what we are looking to do here. That restaurant out there is, the community, feels really important to it. And yes, just makes you sick.
yeah, one of our biggest goals there is, and was, to not really have a bar. I mean, it was always McFall's Bar, but to turn it into more of a restaurant that has a bar. And that's, what we want to.
What percentage of your sales are from the bar versus the food service?
I'd say probably the food is about 70%. And, we've offered, newer things. That's one of the reasons too, like we're not staying open late. We have our dinner crowd now, and then probably about 10 o'clock things start clearing up. We don't stay open as a bar.
Our goal is not to put people out of business, I think I can safely say, but this is fairly egregious conduct that was happening there.
Because I do think that you're right, a restaurant is needed in that community. There's nowhere else for anyone in that whole area to go get dinner. And I do believe that that was your intentions when you started out. I think maybe whether it's lack of supervision or the employees that were working, it has shifted, even, just what you hear kind of in the grapevine, type thing. It's shifted more to a bar, whatever. So if you can implement those policies to get it back to the restaurant and focus on that, which is what you wanted to do. Because, not only can this person, whether she's an employee or not be drinking 10 and 12 drinks. Right. Nobody can be drinking 10 or 12 drinks. Right. You have to cut people off. Whether you take their keys, get them a ride, whatever, that's irrelevant. It's all irrelevant because you can only serve somebody a few drinks, before they're intoxicated. You can't do that, so.
The server or the bartender you kept, was she forthcoming with the?
Absolutely. Yes, she was, and I know she interviewed with Officer Painter, and my discussion with him as well was that she was very honest and forthcoming with him.
Don't you think she should have contacted somebody saying it's getting out of control here, so such? She had that obligation?
She probably should have. I mean, that's absolutely that night. But again, I think she, again, thought that, or didn't see as much of what was happening as the bartender that was actually serving her.
Because she's the one had left at like 6 o'clock, right?
No, she was there.
Oh, she was
cleaning up and serving other customers.
She was an off-duty bartender.
Yeah, but she wasn't actually serving.
Okay, but you let her go?
No.
Not Jessica. No. I let the girl that was serving her.
Herself.
Yeah.
Right, but I thought Jessica was the shift, that's the shift manager.
Yes,
that was the bartender in charge after the regular manager left. Okay, right. Sorry, I got my management positions mixed up.
That's okay.
Okay.
A lot of J's.
Yeah, I know, right? And still, there are more.
My last thing I want to just say, it also disturbed me the fact that if I take your version, they're taking an open liquor bottle to the back room.
No, the back room is where we have like our extra stock. So
you said they poured must pour the shots back there. You said they didn't pour it at the bar.
That's what Officer Painter told me.
That's what I'm saying. I have a serious problem with a bottle that's been unsealed and now it's at the bar.
As it should not.
Aside, going
right,
somewhere
it
else.
should not have
that's
been.
just, I don't know. That's all I have. I'm sorry.
After this incident, what changes have you guys as owners made yourselves to go forward on this to make sure this never happens again?
Go through the whole list of your operational changes or corrective actions.
Yeah, I mean, the first things were we have the book up front with their licenses, but as far as the incident, we're changing, our more up-to-date training to recognize when people are intoxicated. The biggest thing, our employees can't drink there anymore. So if they get off, that's fine. But you can eat there, but you can't stay and drink. And I think a problem is it's very tough when it's your friend, your current employee that you work with. But yes, the employees, can't drink there anymore, which is a huge thing.
Right, and then letting the people go that we felt like were contributing to that atmosphere. So we're also, like I said, we implemented new policy, including that you're not going to be drinking there, and training and keeping it to the forefront of their minds that these are the things you do, carding, and then looking at the signs of people that come in, and if they've already had, because you do have people that come in there and you might serve them 2 drinks, but maybe they were over somewhere else having some. So we've been bringing that to their attention as well, and being present in the evening and having a manager that is going to enforce those policies there in the evening as well.
As bar
I mean,
owners,
those are some of the few, but
as bar owners, what have you changed about yourself? What are you gonna do? Make sure that,
well, that's where I said I'm going to be more present
Okay.
there.
And you said that you review the videotapes sometimes, and I'm guessing, like you had kind of mentioned, I saw the bartender on her phone, I saw the bartender, doing this.
Right.
You're probably not in tune to, prior to this, you were not in tune to be looking at the things that Officer Painter was looking for.
Exactly.
Officer Painter was looking for how many times is that person getting a drink, which before you were probably looking more like, is your employee taking from the cash register?
Right.
Are they putting the tips in the tip jar? What are they doing? That sort of thing. Whereas now, hopefully, were you able to review the tapes with Officer Painter too? Not just Ida? Okay.
I'm not with him, but.
Oh, okay. Well, but you can kind of explain
Absolutely.
and educate, like, this is what he was looking for, and, maybe.
And now we have done that. I mean, now we do look at that more often.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, with the incident, that's now something that we're going to go back and go, okay, we weren't even thinking about this kind of stuff as much, but you're right, now we do.
Yeah, and it unfortunately took an incident to bring it to your attention to be able to educate you so you can move forward and do better. It's tough when the bartenders. I will just say, my mom owned a bar in the 70s, and there was no employee drinking allowed then.
Yeah.
Because it's just these employees are friends with the customers, right? They're the bartenders. That's how they make their tips. They get to know, it's like a hairdresser and a bartender, right? But so that's hard when then they're off duty, but they're still in there, doing that. So I think, you just gotta, I want to be friendly with you, but I'm your boss. I'm the owner. This is my business. This is my livelihood. I'm not your friend.
Right.
So, two
That's
questions.
the other thing is they were straight up stealing from you. They weren't paying for these drinks.
Well, exactly. That's one of the things
This was
that
a
I
bad
did
night
actually
all the way
say myself too. It's like,
Yeah.
that's,
Do you have questions for us or any comments before we vote?
well, go ahead.
No, I think you said earlier, you had felt like it transferred or looked more like a bar. I feel like when we first opened, it was even a lot of, more of a bar. And I feel like we are more of a restaurant now. And I know that our employees, this incident was, makes me sick, obviously. But, we want to be a restaurant out there, for that community. And I think that's where, the direction we're going.
Yeah, and we took it very seriously. This wasn't something that we thought, oh, it's no big deal. It's like, we took it very seriously. We even shut down for a week on our own just because I wanted to clean house. I wanted to go over what we had in place, the policies, and update those. And, make sure that everybody was educated and knowledgeable about what they need to be doing and just our policies, because like I said, it is something that was an eye-opener for us, that you have so much turnover, and it's a revolving door, which I hate. That was not in my business is what I was used to, but taking the time to make sure that the new people that come in as well understand our policies and the strictness and what we want, to implement and what our mission is. We're not looking to be, like Keith said, a bar. We're looking to serve the community. We do a lot of good in the community, a lot of community service and fundraising for the school, and we want to continue to do that and, do the best that we can. This was an incident that, we're devastated about, but we are doing everything in our power so that it never happens again, and finding the right people to put in place. And like I said, being there ourselves a little more and watching cameras. So, we take it very seriously, and we're looking to make the changes that are necessary.
Okay, you had received an offer from the prosecutor of the Alcohol Tobacco Commission for a $1,500 fine.
Right.
Did you agree to that? Did you?
We have it to send, so we thought we should come in here and, talk with you. We've never had it before either, so I was like, I don't know if I just mailed this directly.
Because the permit will not get renewed until that's paid.
Okay, we just got it, so I think it was dated January 30th, and I have the check to
I have it
throw in.
January 22nd, so.
So
Okay.
maybe I got it. January
Okay.
30th.
Okay.
So we have it here with us, and we have the check with us
Okay,
to send, or we can give it to you, but I don't know if that's
we
okay.
don't take it here. Okay.
So that's,
What are our options?
We can give them a full 2-year renewal. We can give them a 1-year renewal, which says come back next year to make sure that there's no other incidents or violations before that, or we can deny it. Those are our 3 options.
So they're here for the renewal today.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I will take a motion.
I make a motion for a 1-year renewal.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes.
thank you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Keep it clean.
Yep.
All right.
I mean,
All right,
Thank you.
in some ways, I feel like they're almost the victims here. They were victimized, but at the same time,
Right, it's our business.
It's your head,
So I have a
The buck
question.
stops there. So,
Outside of that, Jessica, we couldn't recommend that the state remove her surface license?
I don't know what the state's doing with the servers. Unfortunately, the alcohol board doesn't
Alright.
do anything with just the
Yeah, when you
businesses
sit behind that bar, I
themselves.
just feel the responsibility as a bartender is to make sure the nonsense stops. You're responsible.
Yeah.
If you're a part of the bartender or one half of the bartender, if you're behind there, you should report ignorance. Thank God nobody was killed.
Yeah.
Good luck, and I just
Thank you.
stay on top of it.
Yeah.
We will.
And it's commendable that you do so much for the community, but as you can see, something like this, if you don't keep up with things, this is a very big responsibility, and one bad night can ruin a lifetime. So it really can. So just be vigilant, keep up, and good luck in the future, and keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate you taking it seriously.
We
Yeah.
do. I don't want to,
And braving the ice to get here. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
See you in a year.
Okay, sounds good. Hopefully a happier growth.
Right. I'll make a motion to approve the January board 1 minutes as written.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is Board 1 ending.
10:37.
You were automatically approved. Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay. Good morning, I'm with board number 2. The members of my board are Lisa Daniel King.
Rodney McCormick.
Matt Sikorsky, LaPorte County.
And Michelle Trauber, State Excise Police.
Okay, today I have several renewals. I have CVS Pharmacy at 1407 Lincoln Way in LaPorte. I have Bon Viet at 501 Lincoln Way in LaPorte. Conoco at 104 East Lincoln Way in LaPorte. And then I have Expo Empire Beer and Wine with a location pending, and they have 2 licenses for renewal. The other one, do you want me to read the license numbers? No? Okay.
And you skipped one.
Oh, sorry. Freddy's Kitchen at 920 Lincoln Way in LaPorte as well. Can I get a motion for?
I will make a motion to renew those.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, motion carries. And then I have one that's up for renewal, but we've had 2 violations. Is anyone here for El Cantarito? No, okay, so I guess I need to ask for a motion to continue.
Move to continue it or table it, whatever, to the next meeting.
I will second that.
Provide notification to them.
I always do. March 6th will be the next meeting.
Okay, March 6th, I have a motion to continue in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, no opposed. I have nothing further. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the January meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes for January meeting.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Health Department, do you have anything for me? No? Okay. That's all I have for Board 2 then. Meeting adjourned 10:40.